Imagine you're flying over the Atlantic Ocean. Everything seems normal. Suddenly, your compass begins spinning. The radio fills with static, and then complete silence. For decades, people have claimed that ships and aircraft vanished without a trace inside one mysterious region known as the Bermuda Triangle. But here's what makes this story so fascinating. For decades, investigators, scientists, and historians have searched for one simple answer. What is really happening inside the Bermuda Triangle? Is it simply one of the busiest and most dangerous parts of the Atlantic Ocean, or is there something we've failed to understand? To answer that question, we have to go back to the event that made the Bermuda Triangle famous around the world. It was December 5th, 1945. 5 U.S. Navy bombers took off from Florida on what should have been a routine training mission. The weather seemed normal, the pilots were experienced, and nothing suggested that history was about to be made. But just a few hours later, everything changed. Everything seemed normal until the leader of the squadron made a shocking radio call. "We can't see land. We don't know where we are. Everything looks wrong." Those few words would become one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history. At first, no one thought the situation was serious. Minor navigation mistakes were not uncommon during training flights. But within minutes, the pilots reported that both of their compasses were no longer giving reliable readings. They had no idea which direction would lead them back home. The radio transmissions became more and more confusing. The pilots couldn't agree on their location. Every direction seemed wrong, and every minute they spent searching only took them farther from safety. Then, the voices slowly faded into static, and the squadron was never heard from again. The U.S. Navy immediately launched a massive search operation. Dozens of ships, aircraft, and rescue crews scanned the Atlantic for any sign of Flight 19. They expected to find wreckage, floating debris, or at least an emergency signal. Instead, they found nothing. Then, the mystery became even darker. One of the rescue aircraft sent to search for Flight 19 also disappeared. It was a Martin PBM Mariner carrying 13 crew members. The plane took off, and less than 30 minutes later, it vanished without a trace. The disappearance of 2 aircraft in a single day shocked the entire nation. Newspapers across America quickly picked up the story, and people began asking the same question. How could so many experienced men simply vanish without leaving a single trace? The U.S. Navy refused to give up. For days, ships and aircraft searched thousands of square miles of the Atlantic Ocean. Every passing hour reduced the chances of finding survivors. Yet the search continued, driven by the hope that someone was still alive. After days of searching, the operation was officially called off. Not a single confirmed piece of wreckage had been found. No life rafts, no bodies, no final distress signal. It was as if Flight 19 had simply disappeared into the ocean without a trace. With no clear evidence, investigators were left with questions instead of answers. Was it simply a navigation error? Could changing weather have confused the pilots? Or had something truly unusual happened that day? The mystery had only just begun. As investigators searched for answers, new theories began to spread. One of the most popular claimed that the Bermuda Triangle contained unusual magnetic anomalies capable of confusing pilots and disrupting navigation. But was there any real evidence to support this idea? But magnetic anomalies weren't the only explanation. As the mystery grew, even more unbelievable theories began to appear. Some believed the lost aircraft had been taken by extraterrestrials. Others claimed the Bermuda Triangle was hiding a portal to another dimension. These ideas captured the world's imagination. But did any of them have real evidence behind them? As these theories spread across the world, the Bermuda Triangle became more than just a location on a map. It became one of the greatest mysteries in modern history. Millions of people wondered the same thing. Was this place truly dangerous, or had fear turned ordinary events into an extraordinary legend? But Flight 19 wasn't the only mysterious disappearance linked to this region. Decades before those aircraft vanished, another case had already stunned the world. It involved a massive U.S. Navy ship carrying hundreds of people, and it would disappear without sending a single distress signal. The ship was called USS Cyclops. At the time, it was one of the largest cargo ships in the U.S. Navy. In March 1918, it left Barbados with more than 300 people on board. It was expected to arrive a few days later, but it never reached its destination. Even more mysterious was what investigators didn't find. There was no distress call, no confirmed wreckage, and no survivors. More than 300 people had simply vanished. To this day, the disappearance of USS Cyclops remains the largest non-combat loss of life in the history of the U.S. Navy. Flight 19, USS Cyclops. Two different tragedies, separated by nearly 3 decades, yet both shared the same haunting mystery. They vanished inside the same region, leaving behind no clear explanation. Was it simply a series of tragic coincidences? Or was the Bermuda Triangle hiding a secret that no one had managed to uncover? To answer that, we have to examine what science says.